Hey y'all, it's Chris from Front Sight. I wanted to take a minute to talk about something that's been going on a lot lately in the media. It's been going around a good bit, and it's the airman that was killed by his pistol, the P320 or the SIG M18. Um, I want to talk about the pistol itself. I want to talk about my experience with it, but I also want to talk about some of the things that have come up across the social media platforms all over the place, and kind of the misnomers or the false things that are going out there, but also some of the things that are absolutely true. So, here in a minute, we'll cover all of that stuff and more. All right. So, I want to talk about the P320, or as we call it in the military, the M17 or the M18. I do own my very own personal M18. The reason I bought it was because when the military, especially the Army specifically, went to this contract, I thought I own a Beretta just for nostalgia purposes, really. But I wanted to own an M18 because it's good to practice with it to keep my skill set up just in case I do get deployed, because I am in the Guard. And so if I get deployed, I most likely would carry one of these. So I just want to keep my skill set up with it. So what I did was I went and purchased it, and that was when it first came out. It wasn't all that expensive. And my experience with the M18, this again the M18 specifically, so it's the shorter slide, and yes, it is completely unloaded. There's no magazine. There are no rounds in the chamber anywhere. Okay, so got to keep that in mind. Um, but I bought it because it feels good. It handled well. It shoots good. I didn't have any problems with it. I always shot 30 out of 30 at the range, on the military range with it. So never had a problem with it. I do like the external safeties. Okay, I love a 1911, and then has the same 1911 feel. The Beretta, the M9, it had external safety as well, but it was the opposite. It wouldn't go down this way; it would rotate in a different direction. It was very difficult to draw from the holster, take that safety off, and then engage your target. So that was an improvement. It is very easy to take down, just like the Beretta was easy to take down. Super easy to clean and take care of. It's a modular system, so you can pull, you can put a different slide on here if you wanted to. I can take out the trigger housing, group the whole thing, and I don't even need to be an armor for that. It's pretty basic. So I do like it. Sad thing is, things that are made by man can fail, right? Let's face it. Anything can have a malfunction. Um, and what a company does after a malfunction, or with the information that comes out of that, is what's going to set the tone for them going forward. Let's look at Tylenol as an example. And many of y'all that are younger than me, 'cause I don't know about this because this happened before my time, I guess. The reason we have saran wrap and I don't know, some type of cover on top of your pill bottle before you put the cap on there is because somebody died from taking what they thought was Tylenol, but somebody had poisoned it, right? So what Tylenol did was they took all of the Tylenol pills off the shelf all across the country. Did it cost them money? You bet it did. But you know what it also did? It raised the trust in the company. For years, since this P320 model has come out, it has been rumored to have had issues. Primarily dropping it and it going off. That's the primary function, or the primary complaint. If you look at anybody that talks about these pistols specifically and they make jokes about it, like, hey, you want to know how to turn this into a fully automatic pistol? Throw it down some stairs, right? And it's funny, haha, but SIG got very defensive about it and said it's not true. They're very safe, blah blah blah. Well, most recently, and there have been many, many, many incidents where this has caused catastrophic failure and has caused injury to people carrying them. There's a police officer specifically I'm thinking of who went to holster his firearm, and after it went in, the firearm went off. The problem is they kept saying, well, something got stuck in the trigger guard and it caused the trigger to press. But I've seen a video, and I can't remember the name of the guy. It's on YouTube, but he can take a gun like this and he can just manipulate the slide just a little bit without touching the trigger, and it caused the firearm to go off 3 separate times. That's a problem. So that being said, seen the videos where these guns are just going off. I don't think there's a video that's Air Force one, but an Air Force airman did get killed when he set his firearm down out of the holster, set it down, and it went off. When it touched the table, the firearm went off, and for some reason, it hit and killed the airman. So that is a problem. Now, truth be told, these firearms, again, I've always thought were really safe. until relatively recently when I learned that these are having these catastrophic failures. So I have not shot this. I haven't even taken it out of the case in a couple of weeks to clean it or do anything with it. I'm just leaving it alone until SIG decides what they're going to do about this. Whether they're going to say, hey, yep, send it back, or here's what we need to do. Just send us a letter and we'll send you this part. It fixes the problem, whatever it is. If they say go pound sand with the chickens, then we can go, deal with that as well. But again, I do like this pistol. I really do. And there's a new optic. This is a very old Gen 1 optic from SIG. But they have that new closed emitter option. It's very low profile. It's absolutely beautiful. I've shot with it before. It is awesome. It's just a little bit too much for my blood right now. Too expensive. But one day I will get one, and hopefully put it on a new and improved model of the 320, because I do like this pistol. Now, let's talk about the rumors that are going around out there. Does it go off when it's fired? Yes, it has. Okay, not every gun will, I don't think. I don't know how many of these they have on the market right now and how many have actually gone off. What's the percentage? I'm not sure. Haven't heard. Don't know if there's any studies on that or not. It's just nobody knows. But is it every P320 that goes off? Probably not. These are made in a factory by people who put things together, so it could be a malfunctioning piece. If it's the same piece, maybe that's what's causing it, and hopefully they can get that thing fixed and get it back on the street. So what I like about this pistol, I already told you, it has the external safety. It is modular. You can take it apart, put a different slide. The M17 slide fits on here. Serialized piece. The only part that is serialized is the lower receiver, this piece here, which I like because, a couple years ago I had a Glock. One of my officers was shooting his pistol, had a squib round go off in his Glock, and it caused the barrel to swell, and it wouldn't go back in the battery completely. So I had to replace the barrel. The problem with that is Glock serializes every single piece. They serialize the lower, they serialize the slide, and they serialize the barrel. And so it's 3 serial numbers, the same serial number, but in 3 different places. The problem with that is if I have to replace a part, like say I have the broken slide, or if I have to replace the barrel, or whatever, I have to get a barrel specifically with a completely different serial number on it. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. Like, I should be able to send you the barrel with the serial number on it. You can destroy said barrel and send me a new one with that same serial number on it. That to me makes sense. So not all manufacturers, right, are, there's not one that's super awesome that, is great, right? They all have their good points. They'll have some downsides, but that's one thing I also like about the SIG is it's just a lower receiver that's serialized. So you can swap parts and do things like that, and it's not a big deal. All right, so what should you do if you own a P320, right? Well, I'd say for right now, keep it safe somewhere, keep it unloaded and safe somewhere, and just wait and see what SIG says. If SIG comes out and they say, hey, look, y'all, we've made a mistake, this is the problem, we're willing to fix it, or whatever they plan on doing, let's just wait for them to say what they're going to do. Okay, I'm not planning on selling my pistol anytime soon. I'm not planning on getting rid of it or trading it in yet. That's going to depend on what SIG says. If SIG says they fixed the problem, here's the fix for it, and they'll send it to you for free, that's awesome. So what if you own one of the other models of SIG? They don't have problems, as far as I'm aware. I have not heard of any other, 226 or any other model of SIG having any types of issues. So if you haven't bought a SIG and you were looking at buying a SIG, and you were looking at buying the M18 or M17 or 320, I would hold off on that for now and maybe check out one of the other models. SIG does make a really good firearm. They make really good rifles. They make really good pistols. They're not a bad company. They just have an issue with this one piece of equipment. So if you get a chance, take a look at SIG. SIG does have great equipment. They have great firearms. Take a look, see which one you like better. I'm not a SIG fanboy. I'm not here telling you you need to buy a SIG. I'm not here telling you you don't need to buy a SIG. All I'm saying is do your research, figure out which one works best for you, whether it be a SIG, a Glock, a Shadow Systems, a Walther, whatever. Find out which one works best for you, do some research, train with it, and carry it with you wherever you go. All right, y'all, that's pretty much it for me today. Do me a favor and click the subscribe button, hit like on this video. Leave me a comment if you know something about you want to see something else, or you want to hear me to talk about something else, a specific topic or a firearm or whatever. Just let me know in the comment section. But I appreciate you watching my content. I appreciate the likes. If you get a chance, go to the merch store at frontsideapp.com. Click on store and check out what I got over there. Got all kind of stuff up there right now you can take a look at. And I don't store anything. I don't keep it here. So it might take a little longer to ship just because it's one of those Dropbox things. But it's pretty neat. I designed most of that stuff myself. So If you get a chance, take a look, and I appreciate it. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to Front Sight.